Hi everyone, it is Cynthia the Intuitive Stitcher, and today is actually May 1st. It's Friday, so I wanted to come to you with Winter Rose Manor. It is finished. It just needs to be framed, so I want to show you that today. And what else? I only have two other things to show you, and then I want to let you know my May plans. Now that Winter Rose Manor is finished, I want to focus on my other whips that I have. So I'm in a different spot. This is my new apartment, and I am in the kitchen right now. So it is a different spot, and we'll see how it is. I may move around for additional floss tubes. I don't have my notes with me because I can't find my tablet that I use to write things down, what floss tube number this is. I'll find it. I moved here on March 20th or 21st. I don't remember. And then 2 weeks later, I went to South Carolina for about a week and a half to visit with my daughter and her family. So I had the majority of things unpacked before I left. And when I came back, I went through some more things. And I only have, I think, 2 boxes of fragile items that I want to put out now. But they're renovating the apartment I was in, which is upstairs. So they're making a lot of noise and banging and hammering. So I don't want to put anything on the walls yet. Anyway, enough of that. I'm getting settled in now. And so let's get on with what you want to hear about. I'll show you Winter Rose Manor first. So this is Winter Rose Manor. And it is designed by Brenda Gervais. So here we go. That is it. Now I used Cherub, which a stitchy friend of mine, Nora, gave me at a retreat last year because she wasn't using it. So I'm using Cherub for the house instead of the called for. I have my 2 initials here. I did not put another initial here. What Brenda Gervais did, Brenda, and then A could be her middle initial or her maiden name, and then the G. I did not do my anything down here. I just did my initial C and G. So I put more snowflakes here, and I put more snowflakes up here because of the C and the G being different, not so with the curly cues. So this is it. And I was using the called for, which is R&R Brenda's Brew. So let me show you the final. I did iron it, but I think what I need to do is actually just, sometimes I put my projects into some, like, not real cold water, just to kind of rinse them and then let them dry, and then I iron them. Let me come out farther, because it doesn't seem to be ironed really well. And I know my framer won't. She'll fix that. So I did put more snowflakes here. I'm going to ask your opinion. Let me know if I should remove one or keep them all there. I'm actually thinking of removing this one. So let me know your thoughts now that I look at it. And then there. So I'll come back. That is the whole thing. So let me know your thoughts. I'm happy that it's finished. I love the house. Yeah, it's very pretty motifs. So please let me know if you have any questions or thoughts about that, the snowflakes. Because I did put more up here by the CG. I put one here and might have done that and that. So yeah, let me know your thoughts because I really want to know. I love having ideas and other opinions. So, all right. And then the next thing I worked on, because I was away a lot in March, and then with moving and all of that, I didn't do a lot. And I did have a floss tube when I was down in South Carolina, showing you the few things that I did do down there. So now I'm getting back on track, and I'll explain what I'm going to be doing in May in a bit. I'm getting back on track with my whips. I also worked on Quaker Christmas 2. This is ByGone Stitches. I always loved this pattern. And I never ordered it until I saw Lori from Once Upon a Stitch. She has a wonderful floss tube. And when I saw hers, I thought, all right, it's a wish list. Now I've got to order it. And I did. And I'm happy that I did. Now, I'm not using the called for colors. I'm also using Grace Notes Fabrics, Palomino. I'm using Ada, 22 count. And the thread that I am, I'm sorry, I'm gonna bend over because I need to pick up this floss that dropped. So the floss that I'm using is 814 and 890. Somebody's moving around upstairs, the cleaners. So this felt like it just shook. Here is this. I have O Come All Ye Faithful. This is modeling right here. That's the way the modeling is. So I don't think that's wrinkled. I don't know. And because I did iron this. So there we go. So I had a stitch in with Grace Notes Fabrics last weekend. And I worked on this, and I worked on Winter Rose Manor while I was there. It's only a stitch in. We get together once a month with Grace Notes Fabrics, Corinne, and Stitch at Wegmans. And we've been doing that for quite some time now. Probably, I think I've been doing it with them for 2 years. So she offered stitch-ins for 25 people, because then it's not very costly for her. And it's nice. So that's what I did when I was there. I love to do that because I help her, and I help lay her fabrics out before everyone comes in. And her fabrics are so beautiful. And I just love every one of them. And she always laughs at me because she can hear me saying, oh, that's so pretty, like throughout the time that I'm sorting fabric for her. So this is it. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. So while at Grace Notes Stitch-In, I was doing, it's not a retreat, it's a stitch-in. I started this right here. I think it's very pretty, and I'm so glad that I have this piece. It's going to take a long time, but you know what I was thinking? It doesn't matter, because, and if something happens that I'm not able to finish stitching on my whips, it doesn't matter. I have whips that I love, that I enjoy. I know one of my stitchy friends always says she's going to live to be 300, so she gets all of her whips done. So we joke about it. But I don't care how many whips I have, and I love touching all of them. And if something happens to me that I can't stitch anymore, at least I had, fun and relaxation stitching what I love. The next piece I want to show you is Peppermint Purple. Let me get rid of, I have it tied down with these. I like these magnets. I get those from Amazon. I think 123 Stitch might have them as well. So this is Peppermint Purple's 2023 SAL, and I just work on this as I feel like it. I don't get it out all the time. I'll show you. It's all black work. So if I show you, you're gonna, we're not supposed to do that. So I'll show you what I have instead of showing you the actual pattern. So this is very different than what the actual original pattern is. I'm doing something very different because I've done Peppermint Purple before. That is put away. I'll get that out next time to show you. It's not put away. I have all my pictures like stacked so that when I'm ready to hang them all up, they're there for me. So this is what I have so far, and I decided, which takes me longer, to do gold metallic around that inside border. And then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blocks. So I'm ready for the 8th block. It's so pretty. And I'm using green. I didn't put this is just from, I think probably like Charles Craft or something, the Ada. So I'll put it in the description box when I find, oh, I have a list of my whips, and I know I have it on there, the colors that I'm using. So, and I have a file folder where I keep everything. So that's that. It's very pretty. Very pretty. That's it. So for the month of May, I decided to do the May Magazine Monthly Challenge, and this is on Facebook. The acrostic is ladies. So I'm going to look through my whips and pick something with a J, A, D, I, E, S. So that's what I'm going to do. Probably today, this afternoon maybe, because tomorrow I have stitching at a local museum, art museum, and then I have a party to go to in the evening. And then I'm also going to do SPRINGO, 2026 SPRINGO. So this is also, well, it's part of the Magazine Monthly Challenge Facebook page. I think that's where it is. It's SPRINGO because it's Carolyn Zook, who is also Magazine Monthly Challenge. Her last name is spelled Z-O-O-K. So what I do here is I pick whips. One whip that begins with the letter S, one that begins with the letter P, and so on. And then I pick numbers. 1 to 35, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. I put numbers on here, 1 through 35. And then when they call a number, I think they did call the number for May 1st for today. And so when they call a number, I look, and if I have that number here, I'm going to work on my I, the letter I whip that I chose. For example, let's just say I have, for S, I have a whip that's called Sunshine. So I'm going to write down here Sunshine. And if she calls number 10 and number 10 is in this block, I'm going to stitch Sunshine. And you can have your own goal. Like I could have, I'll stitch, when the number's called, I'll stitch 100 stitches in that piece. Or you can say, I'll stitch for 2 hours on that piece. So it's up to you. But I want to get back to doing this now that Winter Rose Manor is finished. And I want to get back to touching some of my whips. So that's about it. And I think, anyway, I have a soccer game to go to tonight for my granddaughter. I haven't been to any because they've been farther away from where we live. And tonight's soccer game is local. So I will go to that. So we'll see. But thanks for watching. And I'm hoping the next time I come back to you, whether it's 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks, I'm hoping that I have touched many whips, and I set goals, but I don't feel obligated. If I don't feel like stitching one day, I don't. If I get behind, that's fine. If I don't catch up, that's fine, because I want this to be enjoyable for me. And I don't know, I set goals when I was working and I had to meet those goals. That's done now that I'm retired. So yeah. Anyway, I'm rambling, and I apologize for rambling. So if you have any questions, leave a comment, or my email address is always in my description box. And it's the weekend, so I'm wishing everyone a wonderful weekend. In your comments, let me know what you're working on. I would really like to know what everyone is working on. And let me know what you think about Winter Rose Manor, if I need to take out more snowflakes or if I need to add more of something. Let me know, because like I said, I appreciate your opinions and your feedback. So thanks for joining me, and everyone have a wonderful weekend. I'll see you next time. Bye.